Good afternoon, people. Thank you for joining us for another homework video. Sorry for the delay again, but both Sammy and I were busy and we couldn't get it done. So today she's still busy, but we have got three lovely special guests with us. We have Nat from Nitty Nat Stitches. We
Hi.
have Laura, who is one of our virtual stitchers, and we have EJ from the Sunshine Stitches.
Hi.
And of course, I'm Lisa from the Shady Tree Stitches. So buckle down, we have a lot to go through. It's the start of a month. We've got weekly homework. We're going to be talking about the closed group Daily 30, otherwise known as Shell's group, and also the magical stitches, and we'll chuck some semi-sane into the end because that's the ones that we're doing. So enjoy. Hopefully it helps, and thank you to all those people who've been messaging saying, where's the video? I want to know what's going on. All right, we're going to start with this week's magical stitches homework. Hot off the press, Natalie.
It really is smoking hot. Okay, so we have a choice between two tasks this week. Each task is worth 1,000 stitches or 1,500 in penalty stitches for 10 points. There is a bonus for doing both tasks. Okay, so for the first task, you need to stitch 1,000 stitches on a whip that has either stones or bricks, or stitch 1,000 stitches on a whip that has a form of transportation that is listed as follows: a wagon, a wheelbarrow, a horse, a carriage, bike, boat, or train.
I'm just thinking of someone who plans this, who has a very good one of those on their stash.
Yes.
Okay, what have I got? I'm just trying to get it up. I am trying to multitask a lot this week. So I'm going to get my picture up. And
What's the first one again?
1,000 on stones or bricks, I think it was. Let me just check. Yep, stones or bricks.
Okay. So what do you think, people, about this one? Can I find... Oh, I can't share my screen, Madam Host.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Sorry, let me fix that. Yes, I can. There we go. That works.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Okay, we have got this one. My Amazing Animal Kingdom bookshelf. And I'm just wondering if there's any stones or bricks in it. Yep, the kangaroo is sitting on a stone. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, I'll stop sharing. Laura?
Okay, I think I'm going to work on, it's a little bright. The inn at Fox Mill River, it's got a stones on the house.
Nice.
And if they're not stones, they're probably bricks.
Yes. On a house.
Yes.
I know. When I read this post, it's like, oh yes, I can do a house, and I went, I don't want to do a house this week. EJ?
I'm starting this tomorrow. It's Emma Nettles. Let me take it out of the past.
Gary will be annoyed at you.
I know. Pumpy Sampler. Emma Nettles 1636. And it's a tombstone.
That's a stone.
Yep.
Mm,
So I'll be working on Emma Nettles. The tombstone, right? The whole thing is a tombstone.
cool.
It's a little blurry, right?
Yeah, well, you get the idea.
Okay.
Nat?
All right. Well, I'm stitching on task 2. There we go. So I'm stitching on Anzac. And here is a ship.
Yep.
It's a thing that transports, and there's 3 more ships just up the top as well.
And there's another one under the sheep too.
Yeah, there is too. There we
Lots of
go, a little sloop.
Yep.
Ships and sheeps.
Ships and sheeps. That's good. Well, that's a pretty good one, and nice to get a big chunky one for a change.
It is, it is. Yeah,
Thanks,
and 1,000 stitches is roughly what what the requirement is for a weekly stitch
Mm.
anyway with magical stitches.
But
So
now that it's in one prompt, you'll see a whole lot of
a
progress.
lot of
Mm.
progress. It's great. I like these ones.
Awesome. That's great. All right. Well, next we have the weekly homework for the Daily 30, which
That
EJ is
one-
going to read for us.
First homework, it's caramel week or caramel week, depending on how you say it. The first homework is stitch on a design that is American made.
Okay. Well, that's lots and lots and lots of choices, isn't it? I will probably stitch on. I've got to change my screen. I got to find it. Here it is. I reckon that I will probably stitch that on this one when it loads, because Blackbird Designs is American. And there it is. Evergreen Lane. See, there's a house with all those bricks. But this homework started on Friday, so yeah, I think I will stitch on that one for.
Okay, I think I'm going to stitch on Heaven and Nature Sane, because Heaven and Earth Designs is an American-made company.
My turn, right?
Yeah.
Well, what do we know about Paulette Stewart? Is she? Because I want to go back to the Emanetos thing and continue working on that, since I'll be starting it tomorrow.
And you can double dip because this is a different group.
Well, yeah, starting Monday, I can double dip.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm going to be stitching on one of my Hades as well. I'm stitching on London, Life is an Open Book London by Amy Stewart. And Amy Stewart is from Washington State.
Oh,
So
you researched it. Look at you.
she always does good research.
That is awesome. That is amazing.
I could double dip my Animal Kingdom if I wanted to.
You could.
Choices. All right, what's next, EJ?
Next is for 300 or 400 stitches, put stitches into a whip that has something in the design that can have two meanings. Example, flower, F-L-O-U-R and F-L-O-W-E-R. Be sure to explain your choice.
Doesn't have to have two spellings though, does it?
Well,
Two meanings.
Just two meanings.
two meanings.
Okay, I'm going to do my stitches on the Big Red Ship of Life, because down the bottom, under the water, there is crabs. Crabs are a type of sea creature, and they are also something else that you don't want to get.
No.
And that's as much of a definition as I'm giving on this video.
Yeah. Lisa and I were having a big giggle last night as we were discussing this.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Natalie?
Okay. I'm going to stitch on Anzac. There are also crabs in this one, but see, here's the crab here. There are also, what did we say? There were birds. So birds are birds, but also it's a, it's not necessarily a flattering term of endearment for a woman.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and there are a few others there as well.
There are.
Yeah. Laura?
Laura?
I'm going to do the Lighthouse Keeper. There's lots of clouds, and clouds are the weather clouds and also document clouds.
Ah, modern technology, Laura.
Oh,
yeah.
Look at you. That's awesome.
Look at you go with that.
And mine is, let me share my screen. This is Heaven and Earth, a New Day, and she has hair. So
Ah.
hair and hair.
Yep.
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 You could be a rabbit.
Yep.
Very nice. Yeah, when you first read the prompts, you go, oh, they're a bit challenging, but then when you actually think about them, they're not that hard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What one's next?
Next. I'm not surprised. Okay. Number 3, 100 or 200 stitches. Stitch with a light brown or caramel colored floss.
Okay, well, this one, I was very disappointed when the homework came out. I had just finished doing stitching, as always, in that colour. But I was lucky enough to be able to find that my Evergreen Lane, the windows are all in a light brown colour. So that's what I'm doing. Now,
Yep. I am stitching on Newcastle Bouquet by Teresa Kogut, and the framework between each of these flower motifs is a burnt caramel colour.
nice. Laura?
I'm gonna double dip with something else and do this cozy evening because I'm up here in the tree with, there's lots of light brown.
And this prompt is you have to actually stitch the 200 or 100 in the colour, not just it's
That's
on
right.
light. EJ?
I am going to, hold on a second. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I want to work on Emma Nettles again. And I have to stitch, it's 100 or 200 stitches, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So Emma Nettles, this is the Emma Nettles. This is a better color of it. And
that
I'm
is much
thinking the words Emma Nettles are, it is in a brown. How light brown it is, but that's what I have. Or, okay, let me stop sharing. Or I'm gonna start Needles Dance on Tuesday, and this right here is a light brown.
Well, that's definitely a light brown.
Yes.
Maybe do that one.
Okay.
Mm.
We can wait till
I just
Tuesday.
look
You've got a
over it, I'm
week.
like, oh, this is perfect. But yeah, so this is a light brown Needles Dance
Awesome.
by it's a collaboration with Summer House, Ink Circles, and Hands On Design.
Mm.
All right, next, number 4. It is, hold on, it's loading now. Stitch on a whip that has something to do in the design you would find in an apothecary shop for 300 to 400 stitches.
All right, I'm not going to show you it again, but my Big Red Ship of Life has lots of plants and lots of, roots of rosemary and things that you'd find in the apothecary shop.
Mm. Likewise, I'm not going to show you Anzac again, but there is the sheep, so lanolin is a moisturizer that's often found in an apothecary, as well as eucalyptus oil and fish oil.
Mm.
And I'm doing my snowman again because there's pine trees, evergreen trees, and pine essential oil.
And for me, Needles Dance has all sorts of plants and whatnot. Or I can also pick up Emma Nettles too, because of there's a flower right in the middle of the tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go on to the next one. And here it is. This one is, I don't know. Put stitches into a project that has something with a coding in the design.
Okay, so
Coding.
my one, originally, again, I thought this was pretty challenging, but I thought about it and I was going to do, I'm going to show you again, even though I just said I'm not going to show you again. But my big red ship of life is something that has got a big ship on it. And I'm pretty sure that the ship hull would be varnished to keep it watertight, so it would have a coating of varnish on it. And the sails would be coated in, you know, Scotch Guard or something to stop them from getting water in them. So I'm taking coating to mean something that's covering the...
Yes, that's a good one.
Yeah. And I'm applying the same principles with the ships that are on Anzac.
Cool. Laura?
I'm gonna do the pine trees covered with snow. They're coated with snow.
They coat, that's a coating. That's true. That is a coating.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so animals have coats, right?
They do.
Mhm.
Right? They do, right? Yeah, they
Yeah.
call them coats.
Yeah.
Yep.
Boom, boom, boom. Like little fans.
So you're having a coating.
Yeah, it's a coat. Oh.
And again, our disclaimer, we have absolutely no authority on knowing whether our opinions are right or not. This is just our
Yes.
thoughts and we see what we
Yes.
can do. Cool. That's all. Then there's the daily 30.
That's it. And then of course you have your stitch every day for 30 minutes for the week.
Lovely. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the next one we're going to do then is the monthlies. So Laura, Magical Stitches Monthly, what do we got to do?
Well, this month we're spelling out Mother Gothel, and each letter is going to be worth 1 point. You need 100 stitches for each letter, and you have to stitch, make a list of what each item is. So I read it as we don't have to stitch on the item just needs to be in the picture.
That's correct. So it's 1,200 stitches in total. If you want to, you can just do one photo or you can break it up. But with Facebook blocking, you don't have to do every 100 stitches because that's just ridiculous. And you just have to do a list with a cover photo.
And there's quite a few repeated letters. So
yeah. There's a few challenges in there.
Can we do repeated letters?
Do you need a separate item, I would imagine, for the repeated letter? Like you can't do
you need a separate item?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, EJ, you're up first.
Well, so Mother Gothel, can you please just tell me the letter and then I'll continue?
Yep.
Okay, first letter M.
M. M. M. This is a moss, right?
Moss?
These little, it's a moss-like,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So that's mossy.
Mossy.
Okay, next letter is O.
Oh, hold on. Let me pull up. I'm gonna pull up her and to see if we can
Find something. Yeah, well, that's what it's, and we're good at that.
Yeah.
See, this is why we do these videos on the run.
Yes, because
I'm usually totally on the run, but because we're a bit late, I've had time to think about them this week.
Yeah.
M-O. How about her? Because she's my big piece. Okay, let's skip the O. T, right?
T.
She has a T-zone on her face.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the T-zone. Okay, after T.
H.
H.
She's got hair.
She has hair. Okay, after that, E. Eyes.
Yes.
R.
She's wearing a robe.
She's wearing a robe, correct. So we're just missing that O. Okay, G.
G.
She is gazing.
Yeah, but they don't usually accept the you can't be
verbs.
She has on a garment.
She has a garment, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Another O.
Which we'll skip. Oh. We'll skip that for now because
Mhm.
something is brewing. Go ahead. What's
Another
next one?
T.
Another T.
She has
I think you need to switch projects for the other T.
probably. Okay, so two O's
O
and
and
a T.
T. Yep.
Go ahead.
Another H.
She has a hand.
Oh, that's right. Hand. That's a good one. Hand. Hand.
E. E.
Ears.
Yes.
Ears.
She has ears. You can't see them
And
though. Would that matter?
I.
Well, you think it would matter?
She has an elbow. We can see her elbow.
Elbow.
Yeah,
like that.
elbow's good.
Yeah. What
And
else?
L.
She's a lady.
Lips.
Lip. So we need two O's and a T.
Yes. So you got to
Yeah.
change projects. Put your other one up for us.
Metal.
Whatever the little blue one was you were showing us. Where the mossy green
Needles
was.
dance.
Needles dance.
Oh, I don't know. Can we make you big? Let's see. Here we go. I can make you big to see. Two O's and,
And
a
a
T.
T.
There's twins.
There's tentacles, right?
Yep.
Yep, good. I've just spotlighted you, EJ.
Oh, thank you.
Come closer. Thank you. Well,
Are any of those birds owls?
they look like owls to me, and there's two
They
owls.
look like owls to me too.
So you could actually use it for both because there's two of them, I would say.
Just say
Okay.
they're owls.
So two owls and what is the other T?
No, you got the other T. You
Was
said the
tentacles.
tentacles.
Tentacles, yes.
Yeah.
All right, that's EJ done.
Okay.
Woo! Took a minute.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. I think it's me next. All right. So I am stitching on London. This is one of the reasons why I chose this pattern, as well as actually really liking it, is that it would meet these challenges really well. So M is magnifying glass.
Mhm.
O is an open doorway.
Mm-hmm.
T is the telephone box. H is hat. Here we go. Here's a hat. There's also the deerstalker hat down here. E for ear. So it's covered
Yeah.
up, but there's also a dog who has ears as well.
Mhm.
R for raven.
That's a good one.
For guard.
Ooh.
O for open umbrella.
Ah,
T for teapot. H for houses, just up here on the left. E for elbow. We can see his elbow.
the elbow, yes.
Yeah. L for leather ball.
And if you didn't want to do the open umbrella, you could do the oval shape of the postage stamp.
True.
Yes, good job.
Yes. And so that's all on one. So I get a bonus, I think, for that as well.
Bonus.
Mhm.
They did just release, so there's 2 team events that have been released sort of this week, big ones. So more bonuses, the better.
Yes.
Laura?
I'm going to use Trick or Treat for this one.
Mm-hmm.
And so for the M, there's a moon. For the first O, the windows on the door are oval. And then for a T, first T is a tree. H, hat, the little boy's wearing a hat. And for the E, these are shrubs, bushes. And for the R, I had an R.
Are they the railings?
Yeah, railing will work.
Yeah.
G is ghost. There's a ghost. Second O, I got listening to Natalie. There's an open window right over here.
There you go.
So, the second T, um, to think about that one. And
Tiles. What about tiles on the roof?
yes,
Mm.
that's very good. Tiles on the roof. And H, you can see the little girl's hair. The oh, just lost it.
That's all right.
And
E.
E.
another E. There's 2 evergreen bushes, so can I use the same thing since there's 2 of them?
Or it's evening.
Oh, well, that's smart. Okay, evening. Thank you, Lisa. And R would be,
It's L.
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 Mhm.
Oh, lanterns. There's lanterns by the door.
Mhm.
Great.
Good. That's a good one.
Okay. Well, for me, no big surprises here. Trying to make it big so you can actually see it. You're going to go big. Go big. It doesn't want to go big. Okay, sorry. There it is. Oh, nope, it's jumping around. All right, we have got a man. We have got these birds somewhere, are birds that are osprey up there. They're a type,
Osprey. That's what I can use that. I can
there you
use
go,
that as
a type of seabird. But I
there
don't
you
know,
go.
yeah. Turtle, there is a big turtle down here somewhere. Can't see him at the moment, but there is a turtle in there. There is a horse. There are elbows on the people there. There is rigging on the ship. There is a girl. Somewhere there's actually a girl. I can't find her right now, but she's there somewhere. Anyway, there's one random girl. There's an ocelot. Up here, there is actually a tree, a little Christmas tree. The ship has a hull. The horse has an eye. And there are lines everywhere. So that is my mother Gothel.
Wow.
Whew.
So that then brings us to the daily 30 monthly. Now this one
Oh
is a
my
doozy.
goodness, I love that one.
It's a doozy.
And you need to make sure you read the instructions carefully because as usual, Shirley's very particular about what she wants and she's not as good at accepting creative answers. Like magical stitches love creativity. If you can make it fit, it fits, unless it's totally not fitting. But with Shirl, when she says to do something, you have to actually do it. If she says stitch on a tree, you have to actually stitch on a tree, not a house that's made of wood that comes from trees. So, going to go on a beach blanket bingo. For the letters in beach, you have to stitch on an object for 100 stitches each on an actual object for each of the letters of beach.
Okay.
So first up is
Natalie?
Natalie.
Is it me? Okay. All right. So I stitched on light. I stitched 100 stitches because I've already started on the monthlies on 100 stitches on the berries of light. There we go. So that was my B. Do you want me to keep going?
Yeah, you may as well because did you do them all on one?
No, I did A on, and branches as well. So berries and branches. And I also got the A in beach as well. So her arm.
Yep.
And it's an archway. So
yes, good.
I made it work 2 ways. And so that was the B and the A. And then I got the E. I got the next 3 letters, the other 3 letters. So we've got the E is endemic animals. So the animals, most of the native animals here are endemic to Australia or New Zealand. There are a few exceptions, but I only stitched on the endemic ones. So I stitched on the E E, endemic crocodile. And then the C also received 100 stitches. And then I also stitched on the H for horse on the left-hand side.
Keep that up. I know it's changing the order, but while you've got that up, because that's what all of mine are on and I don't have a picture.
Sure.
So I was in the middle of this sheep when this prompt came up. And because you had to stitch on the actual thing, I had to find things that were within my stitching distance. So I stitched on, I came over here to do the horse.
So
And
over here.
Yep, and
Yep.
a butterfly. Under
Wait
the
a
horse,
minute,
there's
you
a
have
little
to stitch
butterfly.
on it?
You
Yeah.
had to stitch on it, the 100 stitches on the actual thing.
Yep.
So I went across there. I got there by doing 200 stitches for another prompt. Then I stitched on A for Australia,
Up here.
down
Yep.
the bottom, and on the C for coastline of Australia. And I stitched around
Good
the
one.
edge on the coastline. And then I had to come back across to where I was on the other side over near New Zealand, where there is an emu with a sheep on its back. And I stitched on the emu. So there
Very
you go.
good.
That's what I did for beach. Thanks, Nat.
No worries.
Laura?
Okay, I've already started this also, and I was working on Tiny Modernist every season, and so for B, I was working on the border, which is kind of hard to see because it's white.
Mm-hmm.
And then for E, I did embellishment. There's like an embellishment in the border here, here, here. So E was embellishment. A was an adage. The saying in the middle is an adage.
Mm-hmm.
And C, I switched to a different pattern that I'm trying to finish up. There's a little girl. Oh, it's hard to see. It's the frosted pumpkin pumpkin passport. Many of you probably know it, but there's a Canadian. The very last section has a Canadian girl. So Canadian was my C because I couldn't find a C in this, and then H was house. So I did that mostly with the Tiny Modernist pattern.
Good.
So this whole, and I just reread it, and it says on the actual thing. So all the stuff that I've stitched for it,
Wrong.
it's no bueno. But I'll show you, it's fine. But I'll show you my rationale for what I stitched. And if somebody has something like that, but I guess a smaller thing, because I worked on my hay with that, and you know.
Hey, it's not going to be great for this.
No.
I'm glad I could amuse you. So what I did was I used my girl. B for bandana.
Mm-hmm.
E for eyes. A for arm. C for chin, and H for hair.
Yeah, so if it wasn't a Hade, you could have actually done that.
And if it was correct.
Yep.
If I was stitching a normal person, then yeah. Or if it was like the prompt said, it just has to be in the project. But it's okay. I'll just move on to something else. I'll use those stitches for something else.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so the next word then is you have to spell blanket using the first letter of any word in the title of the piece. So
Okay.
B-L-A-N-K-E-T, and you have to have a piece that has that as the first letter of any of the words in the title. So Natalie, you're first.
My first. Okay. So this is good because I can do B and T with teacup bath time, Randall Spangler. Then I also had light by Anna Barbara Designs. A is Anzac.
Yep.
And N is Newcastle Bouquet. I don't have a K or an E.
That's not very good. But hey, you got a fair way through.
That's
true.
I got all but 2.
Oh. What about you, Laura?
E is Beach, Cottage Bay. L is the Garden Labyrinth, Carolyn Manning. A is Alpaca Farm. N is Heaven and Nature Sing, the Snowman. K is the Lighthouse Keeper with K. E is the Every Season by Tiny Modernist. And T will be the Trick or Treat, Randall Spangler, Heaven and Earth.
Cool. EJ?
Uh, I have nothing. I have nothing for B. BL. Nothing so far for L either.
A?
A New Day, which is the Haid.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Okay.
That will also give you the N for
That
new.
will also give me the N.
Or you could do Needles Dance for N.
That's true. But remember all those stitches I had that remember all
Well, that's
those
right. All
I
the
can just
things that,
put
yeah,
down.
you can. Mm,
She wants to count the new day because she's already stitched it.
well,
Yeah.
that's right.
K?
Yes.
K.
E?
E. It's the name of the
Peace.
Emma Nettles.
Yes.
There you go. Yes.
T. Nothing yet. Nothing's coming to me. I have a whole bunch of whips. Trust me. I have a whole bunch of whips, but nothing's coming to me yet.
All right. Well, I've already started on this. As I said, I had time to map it out. So my beach cottage is my B. I probably won't have a chance to get them all up quickly, but my little house neighborhood is my L, because it's not just the designer, it's the name of it is Little House Neighborhood. A is Anzac. N is Little House Neighborhood. K is Animal Kingdom Bookshelf. Yes. Love being able to fit that one in.
Good.
E is Evergreen Lane, that house I showed you before that I've been working on. And I did have to do a new start. What a shame. I had to do a new start. I'm just trying to find it because you haven't seen this one before. So we may as well have a look at my new start. It's sideways. Sorry about that. But we have got, for my T, Old Time Wagons, which is a dimensions kit with a Charles Wysocki pattern.
Oh yes,
Oh,
I
isn't
saw that. You
sweet?
found it in one of your bin, right? In your bin.
Yes.
Yes.
So
I remember.
So Old Time Wagons was my T. So the last one we're going to do is spell bingo. And as if it hasn't been hard enough stitching on the item for 100 stitches, on a piece which has named it for 200 stitches, we now have to spell bingo for 300 stitches each for the designer or the design company name.
Mm-hmm.
So BINGO.
Oh.
Natalie.
I
All
got some of those.
Oh, good. Okay, so for B, it's Barbara Anna with light. I is ink circles. N is me. I ran a really beautiful chart, a really beautiful picture through a chart making program. So I get N. I've got Gira. It's a Japanese designer, and I've got a little chart that I haven't stitched it on in ages, Scent of Lilies. And then O for O'Toole. So I get 600 on my own whip, which is great.
That works
Nice.
well. You can double up nicely.
Mm.
Laura?
Okay, for B, I have the Blue Flower with Alpaca Farm.
Oh, good one.
I have Wintertown by Irma's Crafts. It's a little Etsy designer. N, I have Thomas by Not Forgotten Farm. And G, I have Heaven and Nature Sing. That's the snowman design by Donna Gelsinger.
Mhm.
And O, This Cozy Evening by Olga Badulina, another Etsy designer.
Good job. I love those O's. All right, my B is my Blackbird Designs Evergreen Lane.
Wait, my turn.
Oh, I forgot you. Sorry.
That's okay. For B, my A New Day is by Lee Bogle. He's the artist. I have Ink Circles, which is called Garden Stars.
Oh, that's so pretty.
N. I have Jardin Privé. It's called Sampler aux Fleurs, like basically the flower samples. And her name is Natalie. The designer's name is
Ah.
Natalie.
Good.
She spells it correctly too.
Such a nice name.
Bing. G. No
Got
G.
any, do you have any Glennon Place?
No, I don't actually.
That was the first one that came to my mind. I don't have any of them. Well, I might have them, but
Yeah.
not handy.
And for O, hands-on design. Can I use the O for on?
I don't see why not. It is the first letter of one of the words.
And it's the Needles Dance.
Cool.
So, yep, that's
You
me.
got that one sorted. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, my B is my Evergreen Lane from Blackbird Designs. My I is my Big Red Ship of Life
Mm-hmm.
by Ink Circles.
Mm-hmm.
My N is Honora Corbett. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use Alice or my Caprice or my letter L, but that's I'm going to use Honora Corbett for that one. It's the only one I haven't decided on yet. My G is going to be, I've just got to change my screen over. This is one that you might like to do, Miss Laura. I'm going to use my Told in the Garden Raspberry Homecoming for G. And my O, I have to do another new start. Damn. Olga Goslin's Juniper Designs.
A house. That could be your brick house.
It could be my brick house too, that's true. So this one's called Bay Window. It's on my list. All these new starts are on my list to start this year anyway. I just didn't know when I was starting them. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. So then we just have, that finishes up the Daily 30 and Magical Stitches. We've got lots of things happening this month in Sane and others.
Oh boy, do we have a lot going on.
I'll start with what I know and then chime in with what I've forgotten. So there is a no counting event called The Beach, where you have to stitch on something to do with a beach, something with sunset colors, something that completely relaxes you, and something tropical. So I have been able to match all mine into that one. Any of you guys doing that one?
No, I'm not doing the beach.
The beach, that's okay. As well as the beach, there's the Around the World Deep Blue, which can double up quite a bit. I know some of us are doing this one. So 5,000 stitches on anything you wish, that's easy. Something with oceans. So something you've got with oceans, I've got my beach cottage. What about you, Natalie?
I have got Anzac.
Yep, there's lots of oceans in Anzac.
Lots of ocean on that.
What about you guys? Anything with oceans?
Beach Bay Cottage.
Beach Bay Cottage, yep. The largest whip you have. What is your largest whip, ladies? Mine is my Big Red Ship of Life.
My largest is Life is an Open Book, London.
Laura?
Laura?
Gingerbread house.
Oh, yes.
Mm.
Mine is Egyptian Elephant by
Ah,
Marjorie Sarnat.
there you go. Something with sea monsters or witches.
Sea monsters or witches.
So I'm in my scary. I have to find
Go
this
ahead.
one. Go, Nat.
Anzac. It's got a great white shark in it.
It does. Laura?
Trick or treat. And Halloween Mansion has a moon with a witch in front of it.
EJ?
I have Ladies' Night. Well,
yes.
remember her?
Yes.
There's another piece to it because there's like basically 4 different projects, and then you put it in a cube. So there's
Ah,
another piece to it that can definitely start that.
okay. And this is one. This was my my autumn colours for the non-counting, but also my scary with witches. And this is a very scary Halloween mini series by Twin Peak Primitives. So for something different we haven't seen.
Mm-hmm.
And then something that's found in the ocean.
Oh, Anzac's got lots of fish and turtles.
Mm-hmm. I have, let me show you. So go ahead, Laura, while I bring this up.
Oh, I would do the Beach Bay Cottage. There's a whale.
Mm-hmm.
I have something you find in the ocean, right?
Yep.
Okay. Ooh, hold on.
Could you do something like a boat, even though that's on the ocean?
I would think so. And I was wondering if you could do water as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just wondering.
I have, hold on, let me open it. Oh. I have the flower sampler. Remember that? But you can find a whole bunch of plant life in the ocean,
You can.
algae and stuff.
Well, I'm going to double dip because I want to. And take your pick of what you can find in the ocean in this one. There's
Oh,
plenty.
look, there's a killer whale. The
Yeah.
orca.
There's
A
plenty
whole
of
bunch stuff,
choices.
yes.
Plenty
Yeah.
of choices in the ocean.
Mhm.
And something with fire. Something with fire.
With fire?
Yes.
Okay. Let me know when it's my turn.
Okay, well, I'll go up first. Anzac. And sort of think, oh, with fire, what? There's all this ocean. But, okay, I think it should be up now. This horse is breathing flame. Just there in the left.
And that's my fire as well, Natalie. So thanks for sharing that.
Oh, there we go. No problem.
I don't know why he's breathing flame. I feel like he might be breathing wind for
It's
the
a
roaring
kelpie.
40s.
I don't know.
But it's fire. It looks like
It's a
fire to
mythical
me.
creature.
Yep. Laura?
Well, I think, sorry. Well, I think I would do, I think I want to work on Fairy Village. It has lanterns that look like there's fire in them.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So I don't really have anything really good for fire.
EJ?
I have right here. I'm thinking you can use what do you call this thing?
A watering can.
To douse fires, or you can use wood to make the fires bigger. And isn't this lantern right here?
I would pick the lantern out of those choices. It's not magical stitches, EJ. But the lantern would have fire in it.
I'll use the lantern. There's a flame right in there.
I love your creativity.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. They're also got a game happening to do with music. Anyone playing the music game?
No, I am not.
It looks really cool, but I couldn't manage it. You had
It
to pick a song,
does
and
look really
so you say your song lasts for 1 minute and 33 seconds. You do 133 stitches. So
Oh,
that's
that's
pretty
awesome.
cool. Some people are going through albums of the top hits the day they were born, or their favorite album from the 1980s or something. So yeah, that sounds pretty cool if
Oh,
it
that's
comes up
pretty
again.
cool.
Alphabet Soup is into Q, and I have to admit I don't have a Q.
I don't have a Q at all.
First letter I'm failing at. So
What? You have Autumn Quaker.
I don't have Autumn Quaker.
I thought you bought Autumn Quaker.
No.
And all
I
my
have Autumn Quaker.
You have Autumn Quaker, so you're right.
Yeah, I'm good
I
with
have
Autumn
Quaker style stitching, but they're not
Yeah,
called
but none of them with the word Quaker in there.
Not that I know of, no.
You don't have any Mirabilia Queens, do you?
No. But they would be the obvious ones to do, so no.
Mhm.
Anyway, that's okay. I can miss one. I've done well. I've got most of the other letters.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's probably some extra bonus if you get all 26, but I don't have any cues. This or that's musical movies, and then there's Choose My Whip.
Yeah.
Which we don't really need to go through. Anything else?
And don't forget Needleworker Sweep.
Oh, how can I forget Needleworker Sweep?
Yeah.
Who's doing Needleworker Sweep?
I am doing it.
Look at the
Oh my
intelligent
gosh.
one wherever she is, Laura.
Yeah.
Right there.
Okay, so Needleworker Sweep, we had to declare what pretend piece we were going to stitch on in advance, and they
Yep.
allocated a number of stitches to the cost of kitting up that project. So what did you pick, EJ?
I picked. Hold on. Let me show you. I picked A New Day.
Yeah,
We
but
both-
what did you pick? Mirabilia, Glendon
Oh, I
Place.
picked Shannon Christine.
Oh, and how many stitches do you have to do for
How
Shannon
many
Christine?
stitches do you need to do?
14,000 ... stitches. 14,500, something like that.
On one project in the month.
On one project. That's why I had to choose my hay. That's why I was so excited about
Double
Cheryl's
dipping it.
group, where I'm thinking I can fit all this stuff in.
Yes, that's good.
But
A lot
everything
of
I can get
stitches.
into that, 14,000, that's not even a drop of what of it being done.
But it's 14,000 stitches.
Oh
That's
my
good.
goodness.
Yeah.
I feel so happy.
And Haid have got a challenge happening. It's 2 months to do 10,000 stitches.
New
So all of
stitches.
us who are doing Needleworker Sweep will knock that over in 1 month.
Yeah.
Nat, what did you pick?
I picked Mirabilia, so it's 13,300 stitches. So, and I'm stitching on Anzac, so that's why there's been a lot of Anzac coming up in my weeklies and the monthly challenges. It's anything that I can make it work for, I'm making it work.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
I managed to fluke being intelligent, and I chose Glendon Place, and
Ooh.
I only have to do 10,000 something stitches, and I'm doing that on my Animal Kingdom Haid, which is why
Are you almost finished with your 10,000
No,
stitches?
I haven't actually started. That is after this video, I'm starting on my Haid. I was
Oh.
knocking over everything else first. So yeah, I've nearly done the rest of the month's stuff, but I need to do that one. And Laura, that means by default that had you chosen to do it, you would have chosen the Chatelaine,
Yeah.
which is 30,000 stitches.
31,000.
31,000 stitches, Laura. Aren't you glad you didn't play? Well, that's a lot of progress on one piece. So semi-sane,
goodness.
totally insane again. And remember, they're a closed group too. Sorry, guys, if you're not in it. All right,
Yeah.
anything else we need to cover before we end up? I think we've got most of it done.
I think we've covered it now.
All right,
Yeah.
so hopefully you guys appreciated it again. Thanks for watching. We'll be
Thank
back
you.
when we're back in whatever format we're back in. And have a great week of stitching.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, and thank you for coming, lovely special guests. 2 new people this week.
Yes.
See you another time, please.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.